Hi, welcome back aboard the ship. I'm Dr. Vold, and based on the fact that we have been introduced yet, I'm assuming this is your first away mission aboard the ship and that you are relatively new. Okay. And your file says you are human, that is correct, yes? Excellent. I am the human specialist, doctor, so I will be your primary care physician while you are aboard the ship. Um, Sorry we haven't been introduced sooner. I mean, it's kind of a good thing. It means you haven't had to come see me, so that's good. It means you've been feeling all right. But at the same time, yeah, it's sorry we haven't been introduced. There's a lot of people aboard the ship, and we've got a decent turnover, right? So we get some new faces, and uh, some of the people I previously knew, they retire or don't come back from away missions. You know how it is. Or maybe you don't. Um, Speaking of which, have you worked aboard another ship before and been a part of the away missions? Are you familiar with this procedure? It's pretty much the same across most ships, but no. Okay, I'll run you through it. No worries. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a full examination, which does include a deep scan, just to make sure you don't have any passengers, parasites. You didn't pick up any weird diseases. There's no odd spectral spaceborne entities attached to you. No weird time dilation effects. We will check the full energy spectrum, which includes tachyons and so forth. We also want to make sure there's no lingering gravitational anomalies. Every now and then that happens, and somebody's head goes and collapses in on itself. It implodes. Not great, or their internal organs get crushed. That kind of thing. Not ideal. Um, don't want any chest bursting parasites or anything like that. And you didn't bring any food or souvenirs or pets, no weird rocks, right? Okay, good. I do have to make sure we are going to check. So after the quarantine, well, after this, sorry, getting ahead of myself. After the examination, you will be quarantined, and we'll just keep you in. There are quarantine quarters. They're just like crew quarters. And if you set up any personal settings for your crew quarters, there is, when you get into the quarantine area, you should be able to just scan your biosignature and it will update your personal preferences within the quarantine um, quarters just so you're as comfortable as possible. There may be some features that will be limited so that we don't have contact with the rest of the ship. And this is just to observe you over the next, we find that 48 hours seems to be roughly enough, but you'll have plenty of food and you get a couple days off. So you just won't be able to go anywhere. You will also be free to, make any calls to whoever you want. You get um, pretty much free reign of that after we make sure you don't have any um, anything that could infect the ship system. So no digital viruses uploaded to any cybernetic implants, things like that, or just that are attached to your electromagnetic field. Because I don't know if you know this, living things emit um electromagnetic pulses. So just so you don't want to get next to too strong of an electromagnet and like put it near your head, you can mess with your brain. So yeah, we're gonna do a full scan, and full checkup, full exam. So first things first, we're gonna do some basic cognitive functions. So can you tell me your first and last name, just to make sure you remember everything? Yeah, and if I'm not looking directly at you for a good portion of this, I've got a screen right here And I'm just going to be checking that throughout this whole process. Yeah, I know we're on the other side of a wall, but you know we can do most of this remotely with machinery. And the glass is hermetically sealed, so shouldn't have anything getting through that. So yeah, I've got a screen here. I'll just be checking. Okay. All right. So actually, so this is going to be a little bright. So we're going to check for light sensitivity. So if you are already light sensitive, you can close your eyes and you can just kind of check it through your eyelids. Okay. All right. It's going to be bright in 3, 2, 1. All right. And if you could follow the light for me, just back and forth, up and down. And with this, we're also going to be scanning your neural pathways to just make sure we have an accurate scan and compare notes with the one you got when you first boarded the ship. Okay. All right. So we just need to make sure that those match up mostly, because we also need to make sure you're not some alien doppelganger situation, no changelings, shapeshifters, skinwalkers, things like that, you know? Just gotta make sure, also make sure you don't have any neurological parasites or augments, probes, trackers, things like that. I'm gonna be very thorough. So you were down there for, how long were you down there for? Okay, that matches everything we've got on file. Excellent. What day is it, to the best of your recollection? Okay, seems good. Seems like you're tracking the lights, you're tracking cognitive functions. Excellent, doing great. All right. So we're gonna do the classic. How many fingers am I holding up? So, how many fingers? 2. Very good. How many fingers? 2 again. Very good. How many fingers? 3. Yep. Very good. And how many fingers? 4. Yes. Excellent. Okay. Yep. Looks like your motor functions are intact, at least for your eyes. Can you do me a favor and raise your right hand? If you're dyslexic, you can take a moment and figure that out. All right. Excellent. Can you do me a favor and raise your left hand for me, please? Excellent. Thank you. All right. Yep. Looks like motor control's good. Have you been experiencing any dizziness, nausea, any unsteadiness on your feet, wobbling, things like that? Okay. How about any vertigo? It's that feeling like when you're in a really high place and it feels like your stomach just like drops. Any of that? Like when getting back aboard the ship or anything. Some of it's normal, but we need to make sure it's not like a continuous effect. Okay. Excellent. So, yeah, everything looks good so far. So do me a favor and stick out your tongue. I've got another scanner. All right. See. Yeah. No, looks good. Looks good. Excellent. No, we don't need to do tongue depressors. That's what the scanner's for. Means I don't have to get in your mouth, which a little gross. Yeah, we don't have to do that. All right. Oh, insurance and stuff? No, 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 no. Again, I am the human doctor, specialist aboard the ship. Um, that's my job. I get paid very well for that. I'm on retainer, so all your medical expenses while aboard the ship, as long as they are things that we can do here, are covered. If you have anything more extreme than like a missing limb that needs a cybernetic replacement, we'll have to send you to, we'll have to get you like actual medical attention, and we'll have to put you in stasis and stuff like that. But yeah, we can do everything up to and including cybernetic prosthetics. So yeah, and in some cases, depending on any missing limbs or organs, we can even do temporary cybernetic replacements, and then replace those with cloned organs, or we can give you a kind of a cybernetic shell. Like, so let's say you lose your hand. We can do like a cybernetic shell hand, and then start a regrowth so you maintain hand functionality, and then eventually the hand grows into the shell, and the shell falls off. You don't have to worry about it anymore, and then you have your regular hand back after, and the cybernetic hand is just like an interim thing. Yeah, kind of like a robot glove. So we can do that too. So yeah, no, it looks like that's pretty good overall. I am going to need you to do a quick kind of spin for me if you can, and we're just going to scan you up and down. All right. Vroom, 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 vroom. All right, one more. Vroom, 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 vroom. Yeah. Have you had any cybernetic implants in the past? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, okay. Let me double check something in your file. Okay, yeah, no, it is in there. It is in there. I just missed it. It was down at the bottom under side notes instead of under cybernetic implants. So I don't know what that was. Yeah. Who did your onboarding? Dr. Glorzov? Alright, I'll have a talk with him. Yeah, it should have been in the right spot. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Not your fault. That's not a big deal. I just gotta. Yeah, should have been part of the onboarding process. So I do need to know. Looks like. Looks like it's in your chest. Attached to your. Yeah, just attached to the bone there. Looks like it spreads out through your rib cage. What does it do? Breathing enhancer? Oh, okay. Is that a lung enhancer? Okay, I'm just not. I don't usually attach it to the rib cage itself. So it's the lungs and the ribs. So you went with that's interesting. So you didn't just go with a bionic lung, you went with enhancement. Okay, so you kept your lungs, got it. And then that just helps you, what is it? It helps you breathe different You can breathe other things other than... Okay, so it's not just like oxygen, nitrogen atmospheres you can breathe. Pretty much anything with oxygen. Oh, okay, so it filters out the more poisonous gases. And okay, all right, yeah, no, that's very helpful. That would explain why you were on the away team. Um, any unusual encounters while you were down there? Mm-hmm. Yeah, any odd life forms? Did you do anything with the life forms planet side? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Um. Okay. The bio. It says here you visited a defunct bioweapons facility. Did you touch anything? You retrieved the chest. Yeah. Well, yeah, our mission is recovery and subsequent disposal. Um, you don't want space pirates getting bioweapons, you know. It's unhelpful for everyone. Same with terrorist organizations, things like that. You don't want those guys having bioweapons. Yeah. Now, the Glorvian Lake's been seen in this area, but they don't have anything that can attack a ship our size, so it's not a super big worry, but we do want to make sure there's no contamination. You already went through the decontamination shower, correct? Okay. Why am I asking you stuff I already know the answer to? Good question. A couple of reasons. One, we want to verify that the ship systems are not incorrect. But we also want to make sure your cognitive functions are correct and you don't have any missing time or anything like that. You know, cross-verification both directions helps keep everything copacetic. Make sure, you know, if there's any point of failure, we catch it early, and then we can work it. You know, preventative maintenance is better than waiting until catastrophic failure. And that doesn't just go for ships, that goes for people. If you take care of yourself over time, even if it's, you know, just a little bit here and there, and it's not, you know, necessarily, you know, maybe it's a little thing that, and you're just, you know, like a little cold or something, you just take some time to rest and make sure you recover. That's better than, you know, working yourself until it turns into like pneumonia. Sorry, there's a lot of diseases trying to find remember like old Earth diseases. So we have a database for it. Or database if you prefer. Alright. So yep. Alright, got your cybernetics info up to date. On the medical records. Any wheezing, coughing, shortness of breath, anything like that? No? Alright. What else we got? Any feelings of melancholy, depression, sadness, anything like that? Well, we also want to make sure you're mentally healthy. We do have psychologists aboard the ship, therapists, that kind of thing, just to make sure everybody's doing well. We got a couple of empath races here that can literally feel your pain. So, you know, we can get that taken care of. Space can be hard. You know, it's big, it's empty. You're in a foreign environment. You're away from people you know for the most part. Excuse me. So no, it's understandable. Looks like your vitamin D is a little low. Yeah, which makes sense. We don't get a lot of sunlight here, and the shipboard lights are not programmed to prioritize human solar needs. So I will be giving you a just like a once a day vitamin. You'll need to take that for the next probably month, and then I'll have you come back to me and we'll give you a smaller dosage just to keep up on it for the duration of your stay here. It's probably going to be a daily vitamin. I'll actually let me check something. Yeah, you get a few different vitamins. You can probably use a good booster on. So we'll get you a daily multivitamin that just kind of works for everything. Okay. Make sure you take it with food. Take too many vitamins on an empty stomach, you can end up throwing up, and that will do the exact opposite of what we need. So you don't want that. Can you tell me what that sign says over there? Yep, perfect. Yeah, just want to make sure, again, nothing out of the ordinary as far as cognitive functions go. Have you experienced any unusual feelings of euphoria, giddiness, overwhelming happiness, anything like that? Okay. No? Good. Why is it good? Well, because generally if something is spiking your sense of joy artificially, it means it's messing with your brain chemistry, and that's not a good thing. Generally speaking, unless there's a reason for it, you should just be feeling pretty normal, pretty okay. Fairly level mood. It's about where you want to be. Generally, joyful, peaceful. Those are great things. But when it gets too much in one direction or another, then it's cause for concern. Not necessarily because, being super happy is a problem in and of itself, but because if you have like a manic episode, that's indicative of a deeper problem, and we have to look into that. Okay. All right. Any soreness, swelling, bruising, scratches, scrapes, cuts, anything like that? You scraped your knee? Okay. One of the rocks. Got it. Was this before or after you visited the bioweapons facility? Before. Okay. Were you wearing your suit at the time? And if so, did it puncture the suit? You were not. Okay. Is there a reason you are not wearing your protective suit planetside? Got up to use the restroom. Got it. Yeah, you were down there for a few days. You know you can go in the suit. Just prefer not to. Okay. Better to not take unnecessary risks, but it is your life. And it's not technically against regulations, so I can't tell you not to do that. Alright, script knee. We're gonna need to examine that real quick. So you can just put it close to the glass. Alright. Okay. Just check the readings here. Looks good. Looks like it's healing okay. No sign of infections. That's good. Dirt was washed out. Did you apply any like ointment, treatment on it? You did? Okay, good. Well, at least you're doing that. Alright, and have you been drinking your allotted water for the day? Making sure you're staying hydrated. It's very important. Be honest. Alright. Well, you can still use a little more. Doesn't have to be water, honestly. Most beverages are mostly water as long as they're not alcoholic. If you have anything with caffeine, it is a diuretic, so it will make you pee more. So, it's not always the most useful, but it does work. And, sugary drinks and stuff, while they can cause other problems, if that's mostly what you're drinking, again, it's still fine for hydration purposes. As long as you're brushing your teeth, you should be okay. Alright. So, back's a little sore. You mentioned also during that. And you have a mysterious bruise on your left arm. Yeah. Probably hit it on something. I checked the scans. Looks like it's okay. Probably just banged on a door or something while you were in there. Doorway, table. It's about the right height for a table. And you were in a facility that I assume had quite a few. Yeah. Probably something like that. No bug bites of any kind or anything that looks like a bug bite? No? Okay. No bugs on the planet. Well, you never know. Trust me. There's some environments that should not have life that do. They are not always friendly. In fact, they're frequently not. So, okay. Bruising should be okay. Lower back ache. Pretty common for people your age, but we can give you something for that. So I'll give you a muscle relaxant. It should help with that. And other than that, looks like you have a clean bill of health. So yeah, welcome back from your first successful away mission. Hopefully they all go this smoothly. So, yep, you will be confined to the quarantine quarters for the next 48 hours. You will be under observation the whole time. If anything changes with your urine or stool, especially, discoloration, blood, anything like that, notify us immediately. We do have a button in there. In the meantime, there will be some general scans that will be going on in your quarters just to maintain a continuous level of detection in case anything starts going wrong. But after you clear the 48 hours, you will be back to regular duties, and you can go see your commanding officer for whatever those are. Although, provided your duty officer also is doing their job, you should be able to see what you're scheduled for on the terminal inside the quarters. So, should have an idea of what you're doing even before you leave. Food is up to you. We do have synthesizers in there for your meals. So it's pretty much whatever you want. They're all, I don't know if anybody's given you a rundown for it, but they're all optimized for nutrition. So should taste correct, texture, all that stuff should be correct, but they're optimized to keep you healthy. I can, instead of the daily multivitamin, actually, I can just add that to your food. Do you prefer that? Yeah, sometimes it can change the flavor a little bit, sweetie. Come mess with the flavor profile. But if I spread it out across all 3 meals, or you are going to be eating all 3 meals, correct? Okay, make sure you're doing that. We have personalized caloric intake and vitamin, nutrients, all that stuff. So when you order your food, it should be optimized to keep you in good physical condition. So yeah, we'll do that instead of vitamin. That'll just make things a little easier on you, and then you won't accidentally miss it. Okay? All right. Well, yeah, hopefully I don't have to see you too often. Yeah. Be well. I gotta get to some other patients. All right. Have a good night.